Hello friends, welcome to Science with me. My name is Dr. Erica with Rosie Research and we are doing an awesome Mario unit. You guys requested it and we have made it. If you haven't checked out our Scratch video on how to make a Mario video game, you should definitely check that out. It's got 8 videos all about how to make Mario walk, to jumping and scrolling and killing a Goomba. It's amazing. And today I thought it would be kind of fun to make one of those question boxes, but we're gonna make a magic coin piggy bank using a little bit of optical illusion and our question box. So what you need today, you need our magic coin box printout. You need a 3x3 mirror. So you can get these online. If you don't have a 3x3 mirror, you can sort of follow the same format, but you'll need to size it differently. I've got some scissors, I have a hole punch just to get a hole started, and a glue gun. All right, so let's get started. The first thing that we are gonna do is we are gonna cut around this T shape right here and also this trapezoidal shape. Now there's spaces between the lines on this T shape and we don't wanna cut out these individual boxes. We're just gonna keep it together. That space is to hopefully give it enough space for the thickness of your mirror, but all these mirrors vary a little bit. So if we need to cut it, we can, but we'll keep it together as long as possible. So let's cut these guys out. And if you don't like Mario and you like the optical illusion, you can always change this question box here to something different. And this will be a fun art project after you get it put together. You can decorate the outside of your box as well, which would be cool. Maybe you decide to put some Mario stuff on it. Maybe you paint it all red for Mario or all green if you like Luigi. I love Luigi. Luigi is one of my favorites, especially Luigi's Mansion. I'm a big fan of that game. All right. So here is our sort of template to make our box, or what's gonna make our box. And then we're also gonna cut this guy out, which is gonna go actually straight onto the mirror. And the mirror is gonna make it look like it's a full box instead of this sort of weirdly cut half box. So we'll cut this guy out too. Just like that. All right, now we are going to crease all of these guys and we're gonna fold them in, and that's because we're using this red line as a guide for our mirror. We already have some decorations on our box for us, pre-printed as a print mistake. I printed this on cardstock paper. I would suggest printing it on cardstock or similar so that you can sort of get it really sturdy. Otherwise, if you do this with regular paper, it's just really not gonna hold its form. All right, so these are all creased. I'm gonna cut out this box, this rectangle that has the red X. There's 2 of them. This one's gonna be our window so we can see in, and the other one is gonna be our coin slit so we can put some coins in. I just used a hole puncher because I find that sometimes that makes it a lot easier to cut out these box type pieces when you're cutting it from the inside of something, which can always be a little bit tricky, but that can help you get started. Let's see, we'll go this way. And another trick is you can cut out a big chunk of it so you have a little bit more space to work with, just like that. All right, and now we'll finish cutting this guy out. Now, if you want your window to feel a little more structured and strong, you can find like a thick piece of clear plastic to put in the front of it. And that could be kind of a fun way to make it look like you're looking through a window. I'm just gonna keep mine as an empty hole. But this is where your creativity gets to come into play. And this is a really fun optical illusion because by putting the mirror at 45 degrees, our minds, they like to think of things as cubes. And so by cutting something at 45 and putting a mirror, our mind will make it into a cube for us. All right, I can't poke a hole in this one. It's a little too skinny for that, but I can just sort of do it with my scissors, and then we'll cut out this little slit. Now this is a slit where I'm gonna have to put my coins at. It's gonna be behind my mirror, and our brain is gonna look at this mirror, is gonna see that question box and think, ooh, there's a box, there's nothing behind, like what's going on? It's a floating question box. And then when we put the coin in, your brain will assume that it's gonna see it sort of fall down, and it won't. It'll fall behind the mirror, which is kind of cool. And that is how we create our optical illusion. All right, so there is that hole. And you can kind of see how it's gonna fold up together like this. So now we just need to install our mirror. All right, so the way we install our mirror, it's gonna go towards your window. So your mirror has the non-reflective side and the reflective side that will show you your picture. And so you want the reflective side towards your mirror. And this has already been made so that the top will line up with the top of your box. The bottom will line up down here at the back, and the sides of your mirror will go on these green pieces right here. So what we can do is we can actually just start by gluing our mirror with our hot glue gun in. Ooh, my hot glue gun's a little funny today. Let's see if we can't get it started. There we go. All right. There we go. And so what I can do is I'll just take my mirror on edge, reflective side forward, and I'm just gonna let that sit for a second as it hardens. Now, if you want to add more structure and more stability, I would put extra glue on the back, on the non-reflective side. We want as little up here on this reflective side as possible to sort of hide our craftsmanship. And it doesn't have to be perfect, right? We always just go for what we can do, but you can scrape away some of the glue with a fingernail even if you'd like to. All right, so I have a little bit of here. I'm gonna add some more towards on the back part of it, just to help it stay a little bit better. There we go. And now I need a new glue stick. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side of our box. This is gonna sort of help our box even stay together. So as I bring it up, this piece, we're gonna add the same thing. We're gonna do glue on that green line and tape in the other side of our mirror. We're not taping, glue in. Oop. I need extra hands today. All right, there we go. And now I'll swing this side up and I'll go right along the mirror. And because our mirror is square, and we have our mirror at an angle, that's why it's a sort of a rectangular box instead of a cubic box for us. All right, so I have this part made, and before I glue this part down, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my question box right here, and I'm gonna add it to my mirror. So the question box, instead of folding it in, we're gonna actually fold it out so that the question box can be seen for all of its amazingness, just like this. And you'll notice I can put this question box right here on the mirror. And so we're gonna glue that guy in. Let's see if we can't get a good spot right here. This part didn't bend down very well. Let's bend that good. So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue here and here on these edges of this question box. And then I'm gonna glue it to my mirror. Now you can try to go as centered as possible. It can be tricky, so give yourself some grace as you do this. And we'll just stick it on in. Ooh, there we go, just like that. And the mirror will make the other half of this question box for us. So even though it's not a full box, the mirror is gonna make it look like one. It's gonna make those sides into one. So now I can glue these sides down of this part. I can glue this together. Now this is a great coin box for coins you want to save, because you kind of have to break this box to be able to get your coins back. Of course, you're totally welcome to change the design. It's always a great idea if you have a better idea or a better plan, or you have an idea on how you could change it so that you could get it out really easily. But I wanted to make this fun and a great way to save all those little coins. For this part, you could also really easily use clear Scotch tape. That will help it also. That will make it go. And then we can just glue this box up. I'm gonna fold this a little bit better so it's got a nice sharp fold. And your box will be all white on the outside. Ours is not quite all white. We misprinted it, and that is fine because we like to save our paper. We don't want to waste it. So maybe you had the same thing and you could just cover over things if you'd like to. So now that I have it folded up, I'm just gonna glue these edge pieces together. This. And I'll have a nice strong box. If you do this with cardstock, you'll have a pretty good solid box. If you do it with regular paper, I think you're gonna really struggle. So I would really strongly suggest some cardstock. If you've got a printer at home, you can just buy a batch of cardstock. It's great for our paper circuit projects too. All of those things work a lot better on cardstock than just regular plain old paper. All right, so now we have this amazing coin box, and it's a magic coin box because if I put something in here, like let's say this piece of paper, it disappears. You can't see that, which is really cool, and that is the optical illusion of the mirror. Your brain thinks the light's going straight, so it thinks it should bounce off, and you should see the paper come, but that mirror is tricking your brain and it's bending the light, and so it actually is hiding that for us, which is amazing. So you can sort of have this fun Mario-inspired way to save a little bit of money and have a fun magic coin box. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this project. We also have a handheld fireball thrower, which is a little rubber band thrower, and we are also doing an 8-bit to 32-bit characters, so you can see how the games and the graphics change as we get better resolution. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you next time. Bye, friends.